called Boring Marketer. And basically, like, I focus on how you can integrate AI into your marketing to get like a lot more leverage and efficiency out of what you do. So my goal is to help you reduce the amount of manual time you're doing anything and let AI do the heavy lifting so you can scale.
One moment, we are experiencing a technical difficulty because your voice is coming through me or through my laptop, not through me, but okay. I don't think the crowd can hear it. So, oh, next level thinking. But we have someone coming up and his shirt says record you. So I think he can fix this. Okay.
So,
audio. This is my microphone.
And it's coming through here.
Maybe let's try sound.
Is this part of the workshop, getting us to participate?
Yeah, this is how to practice patience, because AI will make everything faster, and we don't want to lose this human virtue. Okay. All right, maybe I just put the microphone through my computer. Where my speakers are here. Okay. All right, let's try this again.
Yeah.
You have the mic.
Okay. Hey, everyone. I've never done this either, so hopefully this works out well. I'll try to share as much alpha as I can. My name's James Dickerson. I'm based in Charlotte, North Carolina, and online I go by Boring Marketer. And what I do is I help people learn how to integrate AI, automation, and agents into their marketing efforts so they can reduce all the manual time they're spending on stuff and use AI to do the heavy lifting so they can scale and focus on strategy and the fun stuff.
Amazing. So can you share a little bit about what you will walk us through today? And then I'll also share your screen if you're sharing.
Yeah, sure. Just let me know when you have the mic up to me there.
We have, believe it or not, we have 3 microphones now. It's a microphone abundance.
All right. So today I'm gonna introduce what vibe marketing is, how it came about, and I'm gonna sort of paint the picture of what marketing is evolving into over the next like 12 to 18 months. Like, what's that mean for all of us? How do we take advantage of it now? And then I'm gonna show you a workflow that I built with my teammate Varu to demo here to help crypto marketers scale their efforts. And I think you're going to like it. And at the end, if this interests you, if you want to learn more, I'll have an opportunity for you to actually get the workflow that I demo today.
Okay, let's go. Okay, if you're sharing your screen, I will quickly bring it up.
All right, I will share my screen. 1 second. All right, window, here we go. You have it?
We're good.
Awesome, cool. So I share all kinds of AI tips on X like constantly for marketers. So just before we get started, I'll give you a little tip that I've found really helpful. If you look at the bottom of this, it says made with Manus. Can you see that?
Yes. And if you can't see it, because it's really tiny, it does say made with Manus, so affirmative.
Has anyone here used Manus?
There's a few people, in case you can't see, on the fringe edges as well, but I saw at least 6 hands.
Okay, cool. Well, as a marketer, you know that you have to like create slide decks sometimes to present to like, you know, partners, investors, bosses, clients, whatever that is. Manus can create pretty great slides and save you like tons of time. So yeah, just a little tip for you there. But let's get going. So vibe marketing to me is like the future of marketing completely. If anyone's been following AI, you've all probably seen vibe coding. Is that right? So maybe someone's used Bolt or Lovable or Replit or something like that to build a website, an app, or a landing page before?
I personally have, and I'm seeing a few people say yes as well.
Okay, cool. So, well, AI is getting really, really smart, and you can essentially build things with a prompt now. You know, you could say, hey, build me a website for this, build me an app for this. And, you know, Claude and OpenAI's models are so smart that they can go and like build things for you. But, what is the equivalent of vibe coding for marketing? How can we just prompt tools and get high quality outputs where all the manual work is done for us and we reap the benefits? So that's what I'm going to talk about here. And I'm a firm believer that this is like the future of marketing. This is the future of work in general. We're going to be working with agents. We're going to be orchestrating agents rather than people. And really the implication of this is that one person is going to be able to do the work of 10 people in short order. It's already happening. All right. So vibe marketing, the main point of vibe marketing, like I said, you're figuring out how to orchestrate AI and agents, which are doing tasks for you. And that empowers one person to do the work of 10 or more people. So if you can imagine like the amount of hours that you're spending doing research, producing content, interacting with the community, all of that can essentially be automated. So that allows you to like scale your efforts and get out of the weeds, out of the work that you don't need to be doing so that you can focus on bigger picture items. So it's a combination of three things really. AI powered automation. So we're using tools like n8n, Gumloop, Lindy, Zapier, things like that. Connected intelligence. So, if you're using AI in your work today, you're probably going to like ChatGPT to do one thing. Maybe you're going to Claude to do another. Then you're going and logging in some sort of like dashboard on another SaaS tool. There's no need for any of that. You can connect all of this together in ways that provide a vastly more efficient experience for you. And then, in the background, you've got AI agents that are coding, researching, building, shipping, deploying for you. So you can vibe. That's the whole point of vibe marketing. All right. So let's get into a few more benefits here. So these are some of the benefits that I've experienced. And we have a community of like 2,000 plus marketers that are all kind of reaping these benefits as well. But vibe marketing lets you launch new channels fast. So if you've ever tried to launch a new marketing channel and you're unfamiliar with it, you have to do like, let's just say keyword research. You have to find how to target your audience. You have to write the copy, all of that. And if you're unfamiliar with it, there's a lot of friction to launch a new marketing channel. Well, the only thing that you need to know to launch a new marketing channel fast with vibe marketing is you have to know what questions to ask. So who should I target? How do I do this? And you have to know what good looks like. So provide it the right examples, and then you can develop strategies super, super quickly. If you've ever tried to build a landing page or anything like that, you have to go back and forth with your developers, your engineers. Marketers can do it now. Marketers are becoming engineers. For design, you can go from 0 to 1 really fast with, Image Gen 1 or VO3 from Google. For analyzing data, you've got a data scientist in your pocket. So upload all your data to an LLM and let it do the work. So imagine if everyone on your marketing team knew how to use these tools, knew how to connect them together, and knew how to vibe. Like you'd be operating at AI speed and nothing would be kind of holding you back. All right, so those are some of the benefits. But just one more note here before we get into like real tactical strategies. There's kind of 3 levels of a vibe marketer, and this is sort of like the evolution of a vibe marketer. So the beginner is when you're using AI in your marketing, but all those tools are existing in silos. All right. Level 2 is the intermediate phase, and that's when you're starting to use tools like n8n and Gumloop to chain workflows together. What do I mean by that? It's like, okay, I'm going to enter a chat message, and then I want an AI agent to automatically take the context of that message, go out and find all the top performing posts on X for my niche, filter through those, give me insights about what kind of sentiment exists, what's trending, what I should talk about that's relevant to my brand, and then shoot me a message on exactly what I should do today. And I don't have to do any manual work. So that's done through chaining these tools together with workflow automation platforms like n8n or Gumloop. So advanced, I don't think I'll talk about advanced today really that much, but there's a vibe coding tool called Cursor. I don't know if anyone's heard of it. I've been spending basically 90% of my time in Cursor lately. Incredibly powerful stuff there. But today we're going to focus on an intermediate workflow that I think will kind of open everyone's eyes to what's possible. All right, so we kind of talked about these different tools in the vibe marketing stack, but beginners, you've got ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. You've got no-code, web building and website building apps like Bolt, Lovable, V0, and Replit. The intermediate, you've got Gumloop and n8n. That's where to start. In our community, everyone starts with one of those tools when they want to build out an automated system or an automated workflow leveraging AI. Advanced has a whole bunch of other tools that we can chat about at another time. All right. So I already kind of painted the picture of where all this is heading, even where it is today, but we're all going to have agents working for us. And, the time to start learning how to orchestrate these systems effectively and get them to do what you want to do is now. I think there's an incredible arbitrage opportunity to be the marketer that is familiar with these tools, moving super, super fast, and then to be the first one to know how to orchestrate swarms of agents that are going out there and doing a bunch of work for you. There's also a lot of alpha in building in this space right now. It's pretty nascent. It's new. Vibe marketing is just getting started. All right. So who here spends any time in Telegram?
I think all of us do. That's our preferred choice of platform for communication.
Okay, awesome. And maybe when you're on Telegram, you've got a few different communities to interact with. You scroll through a lot of messages. You're switching back to X. Maybe you go to YouTube. You're going into other tools or social platforms that you're using. You're copying and pasting information around, and there's kind of this sense of like, how do I get anything done? So I want to show you a vibe. Yeah.
I wanted to ask, did your AI army swarm do market research on crypto marketers? Because you nailed all of the pain points.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah. So what if, since you're spending all kinds of time in Telegram, let's say you're a community manager or you're a part of a community, or community is key to your growth strategy. What if you had like a bot in Telegram where you could enter a topic? It does hours of automated research in minutes. It filters through and finds the most relevant content opportunities for your brand. And then you could actually create that content right there in Telegram, take it to X, take it to your community, whatever you want to do with it. Typically, to go through a process like that, it would take hours or maybe a couple days to do the research, make sure it's factual, create good content with strong hooks, benefits, understanding the problems and pain points of the audience, etc. But now it's a couple chat messages away. And I'll show you how I approach that. Everyone with me still?
They're saying
okay.
Yes. I'm speaking for them.
All right. So maybe you've seen a workflow before. Maybe you haven't. I'm going to try to keep this somewhat high level here. I think the important thing is to paint the picture of what's possible. So I'm going to try to zoom in here and just kind of walk you through what this is and what this means. All right. So I know this looks like a crazy map or something, like a treasure hunt or something like that, and it kind of is. So when you build a workflow, you're creating these different nodes. Okay, those are what the little squares are. And these nodes chain different actions together. It all starts with a trigger. So I don't know if you can see this, but this says Telegram trigger. So this is my research workflow. And what it's going to enable me to do is enter in any keyword that I want. It could be on-chain growth or smart contract or smart wallet or something like that. Once I enter in a keyword into Telegram, and I'll actually show, can you see my Telegram too?
It's really small on the screen, so if you can zoom in on the letters, I think people can see it more clearly.
All right, hold on a sec. Let's see here. Okay,
what
I don't think my
Telegram. Do is this is being recorded, so if you miss this later, I can take a screen grab and everyone will be able to see this as well.
I'll shoot over to Telegram in a second, but you're going to send a Telegram message. It's just a keyword. Let's just say smart contract. And then what's going to happen is it's going to go through an automated series of steps. For example, once I enter in smart contract, this right here is going to go out to X, okay? And it's going to scrape all of the posts and the information and the conversations on X from high signal accounts with more than 10,000 followers, all right? Then it's going to compile all of those and it's going to put them essentially in a database for me. And then once it's in the database, I've got 300 different topics and themes. Okay, I think you can see this, and it's got all kinds of different themes. And what's going to happen is it's going to rank each of these with a sentiment analysis. AI is doing this in the workflow, and it's going to say whether these different topics have positive, neutral, or negative themes. And then here I have a summary of what people are talking about with regards to those. So that's just kind of an example of what it looks like in the background. But no one wants to go into like a spreadsheet and mess with all that. So after this flow runs, I'll show you what happens. But essentially, this system is able to access any of this information. It's analyzing sentiment, themes, and trends on social media. You can replicate this for any channel. I'm doing it here for X. And then it's going to create a structured output. And what I mean by that is it's going to give me data that I can actually use. I don't want to mess with that spreadsheet. I want a response that enables me to close the loop and get something done fast. So I'm going to share another window, and I'm just going to share my Telegram with everyone. Here it is. And I'm just going to show you an example. So I've got two bots here in Telegram. I've got a keyword bot, and I've just got a few messages here that I was testing. I've got like smart wallet, smart contract, AI and automation, and DeFi. So I shoot over a message like smart contract. All right. And then what happens is all of that is going on in the background. But for me, what I'm going to receive is just a summary of the top 5 opportunities for my brand to talk about smart contracts or any kind of topic that I want. All right. So this one's based on like the whole list, and it's giving me 5 key topics that I can talk about. I don't know if these are relevant or not. I'll let the audience be the judge of that, but we've got gas fee frustration, innovative fee models, NFT and minting events, AI and automation and DeFi, and blockchain scalability. Now, after each of those, it's got, here's why we should talk about that. So if we look at AI and automation and DeFi, AI tools are emerging to optimize gas costs, automate swaps, and predict fee market trends, cutting down on human error. And then it's got some research points. It's got content potential. So the format, it's giving me, hey, you should do a trend analysis or a tool review on this topic. And then it's even got a hook, which is kind of the starter point to your content to get the audience interested in what you're about to share. So I like this a lot. I think this is pretty cool. The hook sounds interesting. I feel like it would resonate with my audience. So all I have to do is I come over here, I enter a message in to my next bot, and I can even just click this link, click here to create content. It'll open up my next bot for me. I'm still here in Telegram once this system is created. And I'm saying, hey, create an X post based on this, AI and automation and DeFi. Just have that little snippet directly from the research. All right. Everyone following still? Yeah? Okay. Cool. And then what happens is that the system is going to go and work, and then it's going to send me a completed sort of long form post right in Telegram. So yeah, this allows you to kind of close the loop on your content and generate. Sorry, I'm actually trying to find my content. I'm still deep in the research here. Okay, cool. Here it is. So AI is tipping the scales in the gas fee war. Here's how to leverage it in your trades. So it's got kind of a long form post here. It's got real information and real research. So remember, we kind of compress all of that research down. Typically, when you're using AI, it can hallucinate. It can make things up. You don't know if it's actually using real data. This solves that. It's doing all that research in the background and giving you a highly relevant piece of content. You can take this from Telegram. You can share it in your community. You can put it in a newsletter. You can go and share it on social media, whatever you want to do. And again, this can be fitted for any channel, any topic. or whatever. So this is sort of a content automation workflow that lives right here in one interface that you're already spending a lot of time in.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think outside of this specific workflow, I do want to call out to the point that these are simply tools, and this is just one workflow that is possible. So the way the future is going, imagine what else you can build. Currently at Hype, we're using this for automated image creation, creative generation, also content similar to this. I'm curious because we actually had a keynote from the CEO earlier this morning who mentioned that in the future with AI and these AI swarms, taste will be the moat. Is that something you agree with, or do you ever think AI will become strong enough to where it can actually produce content that doesn't look so robotic?
Yeah, I mean, I think that taste is a moat for now. I think in the future, agents are going to get so smart that we're not even going to know what to do. Like, it's going to completely disrupt how all of us work and how all of us think about this. So yeah, I think it is for now. I always say this when I talk about AI. There's two things that you need to know to get the most out of AI. You need to know what questions to ask. Nothing is out of reach. You just have to know how to access the information. So you have to know like what sort of prompts that you want to utilize. You have to know what good looks like, because then you have to arm AI with examples of what you're trying to achieve. So that comes down to the human, their taste, their logical thinking process, and how they're going back and forth with the tools. So if you have deep experience, that's a real moat right now. It takes like vertical specialists and 10x's them really quick. And if you're like a voracious learner and you don't mind just going back and forth and chatting with AI, you can pick up on things really quick and figure out how to ask the right questions and figure out what good looks like. So yeah, taste is a moat for now.
For now, it's such a strong keyword, kind of a spicy take. It sounds like in the future, our AIs are going to out-taste each other. So we have exactly 2 more minutes. I'd love to open up to one question. Okay, there's a gentleman in pink, so I'm going to run over there. Wait. He might need this.
Big fan. Your YouTube.
One moment. There's.
You want to lead with this? Okay.
No, that's fine. Yeah, big fan. Your YouTube with Greg was highly game changing for me. I've got similar bots. I've gone so far as using like voice notes to combine all this. It seems like what you're saying is true. Like, it's totally open for interpretation. I think close to what Emily's saying is that I got a lot of success by enriching it with like a character file. I'm using exactly what Eliza has with those rich character files, and I'm finding that it's like so close to the uncanny valley of what makes a good article, and it's really showing my voice. Yeah, I guess my question is like, how do you see it being applied for crypto projects? Like, my first thing is like letting it scrape all my Discord, letting it aggregate news. Like, where do you see it kind of being helping us in growing and bootstrapping our projects?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think that the vibe marketing or the automation use cases are pretty relevant for almost any industry, So step one, I think, is like research and analysis. And I think that like most of the people I talk to, they're all wanting to figure out how to get to like a really sexy output. But you have to have the right angle and the right topic and the right theme and the right sort of content opportunity first. So don't gloss over the research phase. And the way I approach that is I try to find gaps in the market. So let's just say that you're like a Web3 project or something along those lines. Apologize, I don't know a ton about the space, but let's say that you're a project and you go and research all the projects in Web3. Maybe let's say you research 30 of them, 30 of the top ones. And you're saying, hey, based on my brand, go out and analyze all these other ones. And I want you to find what the gaps are in the market that people are missing based on Reddit conversations or, Discord conversations or whatever. So you can arm AI with all kinds of context, competitors, and, conversations happening online. But you have to ask it like, hey, what are the gaps? What are competitors missing that customers are actually talking about? All right. And then that's called a content gap analysis. Once you have that, then it's like, help me find my unique angle based on what the competitors are talking about and what I do. And then from there, that develops your whole content plan. So if you want to go and create like deep dive, well-researched articles or white papers or whatever, you can do that with that information. If you want to create deep social posts that don't sound like AI slop, that are totally differentiated from what competitors are doing, it all starts there. So it all starts with building the context. That's how AI works. And models like Claude, if you give it enough context, it is incredibly powerful. No one else is really giving it all that context. So that's your competitive advantage.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Thank you, Boring Marketer, for joining us and even answering questions, even though you're not a crypto native marketer. I'm going to end the stream here.